have to think of what is a good question to ask you now. I'm trying to ask something different from everybody.
But aren't you going to give me a minute to think about it?
Nope. Margaret. We called you Marguerite the whole trip.
And I loved it.
And you loved. Did it make you feel exotic?
It made me feel that it was appropriate for the location.
Something about you, having traveled with you now for a month, is that you always are someone who never says I can't do it, who just forges right ahead and gets it done, gets right in there. I have a wonderful picture of you working on a stove and just really hands-on. Is that what appealed to you about the Guatemala Stove Project? Is that you could get your hands dirty and get right in there and do something concrete? Literally?
Literally, yes. Well, it's like being given permission to play in the mud. You know, you can have fun. And I love to garden and get my hands dirty and do physical things. And so that appealed to me, and especially because you're doing it for a cause. Someone's benefiting from it.
Probably the most inspiring and most heartwarming story that I tell people about this trip was David's words about you at the end of the trip. And he gave us all a clear visual of what it means to a woman in Guatemala to have a stove built. Can you tell us what you did?
Well, it wasn't planned or rehearsed or anything. It just felt like the right thing to do. On the top of the plancha, there are the burner covers, for want of a better word. I don't know what they're really called, but burner covers. And they were sitting on the shelf. We had finished the stove, and this woman was standing there, you know, eyeing her new stove and very pleased. And I was going to put them on, and then I suddenly thought, no, it's her stove. And I handed them piece by piece to her, and she put them on. And I think it gave her that pride of ownership and that, just that ownership, that taking over from us. It was now hers.
Right, that
she
we were
was doing the last final thing.
And from the other side too, that you had done something, and it was like handing it over from
it was like
from
the
the
gift
Western
part.
world. Yeah, that was really wonderful. That's a memory that I'll always have of that story. And
well, it was sweet of David to tell it.
But when it happened, did it sort of bring everything together for you about why you were there?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yes, it was very moving for me too. I didn't realize that, you know, at the moment that this was going to happen. But when I saw her reaction, then I really was touched.
So
many times we had tears in our eyes, and that was another such moment.
And this project, I know you joined the project. You're probably the last person to join.
Mm-hmm.
And are you happy that you did?
Oh, absolutely. It was a great experience.
Did it change you in any way?
Oh, yes. Yes. I think it was a growth in many ways for me. And I was grateful for that.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it.